Well, here she sits. My 1993 quarter ton. I've got my bad cam has finally decided to make it to where this thing just isn't going to run. So, got me a project to do. And it will not be fun. Here's what we got from the inside. Started right up. It might be kind of hard to hear, but well, so what it's doing is third gear bogs down like it's misfiring real bad. And I've done everything else but the cam, and I know that the cam's been bad. I did lifters, and those are the new lifters that are ticking. On a brighter note, I fixed my exhaust. Good old redneck ingenuity. It ain't pretty, but sure did make it a whole lot quieter than it was. You can hear that tick pretty good. And I know it's not exhaust, even though it sounds like it. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Gonna get this thing all torn apart and see what I can do. So here's my progress so far. Not really much, but I got the fan and the fan shroud off. Belts, and just continuing to pull the thing apart. Yeah, I'd say it was probably time to drain that fluid out of that radiator anyway. That stuff is pretty nasty. Anyway, it's not oil. It's block sealer, that's what it is. Stuff you pour in your coolant to seal up any leaking head gaskets, which I poured in when I first bought this thing because I thought it had a leaking head gasket, but either this stuff sealed it up or it apparently didn't have one. So anyway, either way, I'm not going to complain. Now, being that I have spent many years not having the correct tool to do the job, I've had to improvise through the years. And my connector disconnect tool is this little guy right here. All it is a paint can lid opener, but it's got this perfect little hook right here that's good for getting connectors undone. So I'm going to show you one real quick. Okay, so I've got this connector here, and I got my little hook here, maybe, and all I do is, well, it's kind of hard to do with just one hand, apparently. Alright, this is a little different angle, get a better view of it, how it works, but I pull up and I pull off, simple as that. One of my coolest little tools next to my miniature little screwdriver. Man, I hope I don't get rained out. That would suck. Well, anyway, I got the upper intake off and started to disconnect my fuel injector connectors to pull this beast apart. And I might add that I have actually pulled this engine apart once before, because I did all the lifters on this right side of the engine here, because I had one that was just making a bunch of noise, and Apparently it was either a defective lifter, which is unlikely because they were brand new, or, as I have been predicting for a while, it's a flat spot on one of the cam lobes for the number 4 piston. So that's why I'm pulling this thing apart, because I'm tired of driving the Saturn, the free car, because it's got a slip-in transmission. So if anyone in my area has a transmission for a 96 Saturn SC1 automatic, let me know. Anyway, back to the engine. Okay, one thing that is very important when you're doing a job like this, you're pulling the fuel injectors out, you've got to mark them. You got to, well, I've got a little dish here. I've marked 1 through 8. And on this little dish here, this is where I've got it marked is where I'm going to put my fuel injectors. And the thing that's important about it is you have to have them in the exact same place from where you took them out. So I've got 1 through 4 on this side, and I've got 5 through 8 on this side. So I'm going to do that now, and then get that fuel rail out. Well, I mean, I have to take the fuel rail out first, but then I should be to a point where I can pull that intake, and we'll be on our way. Okay, so I got my radiator out, and I've got my cylinder number 1 set to top dead center. All I did was pull the spark plug out and use a piece of an antenna that I have and stuck it down in there and turned the crank and watched it till it got all the way and started to go back down. And that's at my piston number 1. What I've gone and done here is I've just done some marks with a paint pen on the distributor and down here on the base, because I'm going to pull the distributor out and I want it to make sure it's where it needs to go.